Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Sun and Moon version walkthrough. This is chapter 6 of our walkthrough. In the last episode, we went and completed the Trial of Kaiawe. This episode, we're going to take you through the Trial of Mallow. So as soon as you exit the last trial, go ahead and head left. You can jump down these ledges and pick up a couple of goodies here. This item ball, you're going to find a charcoal. You can pick up a Zygarde cell a little bit before that. These cave entrances on this mountain serve as kind of a triangle of areas to go to. If you keep taking them, they're going to take you in a loop. If you head down to the south a little bit, you'll meet up with this ace trainer. You can engage him in a battle. He's gonna have a Kadabra. Really liking how my Arachnid is adding to my team. Bug Water is a pretty cool type combo, and it's been really useful so far. So definitely happy to add that on. Deciding if Fury Attack is worthwhile. Decided against it for Trumbeak. See that little TM ball to your right there. You can get TM39 Rock Tomb out of that. So this is Salandit. I believe it's the first time we're seeing this Pokemon. Salandit is a fire poison type. It's one of my favorite new Pokemon in terms of design and typing. And this is a female version, which evolves into Salazzle, which only female Salandits are capable of evolving. And it was actually a pretty lucky find to just come across a female. Usually you'll have to search for a while, so I decided to go ahead and catch it. I don't intend to make it a part of my team at this point, but it was a worthwhile catch for sure. I believe it only has a 5 or 10% catch rate in this area, so randomly getting it and a female version at that is pretty good. So you head down here, you can battle this rock climber, backpacker maybe. Hiker. Shoot. Thought I knew what he was. So Arachnid's really just going to carry me through this entire region with fire and rock types galore. Kind of interesting that the progression of these trials on this island is water, fire, grass, such that if you catch a Pokemon from each of the last areas, you'll have a super effective type going into the next trial. Assume that was intentional. Pulls out a level 19 Machop next. Went ahead and put my flying type in. Another new wild Pokemon we haven't seen before is Cubone. You can find in this region as well. Cubone evolves into Marowak, which has an Alolan form, which is pretty cool. Also gets a fire typing. I believe it's Fire Dark. Didn't care to catch it. Alolan Marowak, albeit a cool design, in my last playthrough seemed quite underpowered. Just continue left down this route, picking up a burn heal from an item ball. And then from here you can just head right back towards Route 7. Doing my best to avoid any tall grass and wild Pokemon encounters. So now that we've completed that trial, if you head north towards this gate that was blocked off, it's going to open up Route 8 for us. They tell us the next trial is Lush Jungle, and that's the trial of Mallow, and that's where we're headed next. So that's another red card trainer that I mentioned in the previous episode. If you head a little bit to the left here, you'll see that there's a Zygarde crystal, or cell rather, right to the north there. Z crystals and Zygarde cells always make for a Freudian slip on my part. You'll be introduced to Colress. I'll tell you a little bit more about Z-Rings. And we'll give you TM43 Flame Charge, which is perfect if you recently picked up a Fire Pokemon. Or in our case, a Fire-type starter. Will suit our Torracat well for the time being. Decided to go ahead and use that right away. Strong Fire-type moves are always useful. Very interesting that Trumbeak is able to learn this. Does not seem like flying types would be able to use that at all. Probably could have taught it to Slanded as well, but don't intend to use it much. Won't be a permanent member of the party. So you had right here, before we saw there was an item ball on this cliff, you can pick up a big pearl. Randomly decided to pull out Stoutland, see if there's anything in this area. There's a Max Repel there if you care to find it. You'll find stuff like that with Stoutland all over. I skipped most things, but if you're willing to take the time to pull them out, you're gonna find a lot of goodies. Enough that you probably won't ever need to go to a Pokemart. So if you just continue on the route to the left, you're gonna run into another trainer. You're gonna have an Eevee. I believe this is the first time we're seeing Eevee. We'll be getting a Thunderstone in a couple episodes if you're interested in a Jolteon. However, I'm using the Thunderstone on Pikachu to get a Alolan Raichu. Just because the surfboard looks so cool. Not sure if that move would have killed had I not used my Z power, but Figured it was worthwhile. Make sure I got the one-hit kill. Figured I'd heal up really quick because I want to keep training Arachnid. There's another trainer up here on this ledge. If you walk by him down below, he'll challenge you as well. Rising Star Mikey. I believe this is the first time we're seeing Bound Sweet. It's a grass type. Arachnid's gonna make quick work of that. Wanted to avoid that flying type. Figured it was a good opportunity for Pikachu to gain some EXP. Pikachu seems pretty underpowered right now, but I have a feeling it'll be very useful as a special attack sweep when I evolve it into Alolan Raichu. After you defeat that trainer, you can pick up this item ball. Truly don't need to go up to that ledge. Just the route I happen to take. Now here, in the editing process, a little bit of this clip got cut out. All I did was pick up some berries from under a tree. Wasn't a whole lot to see there. You just head a little bit to the left on this route, and you'll have another trainer to battle. I believe this is the first time we're seeing this Pokemon as well. This is an Archon. Raising evasiveness is perhaps the most frustrating thing an opponent can do. When you lower someone's accuracy, it's more reasonable in that they have the opportunity to just switch out a Pokemon and deal with it that way. But when you raise your own evasiveness, that's effective against all other Pokemon. It can just be mind-numbingly frustrating. I believe it's banned in competitive play because it's just so silly to sit through so many missed moves. Once you raise evasiveness, I don't believe there's any move or item that can lower an opponent's evasiveness. Only their accuracy, which is not going to help you land a hit. So this Archon is actually giving me a little bit of trouble. Thought I might go the normal voice route and just keep doing that 2 or 3 times. But I got a critical hit and didn't need to. Hoping for the one-hit KO there. Close, but no cigar. That battle was more difficult than I anticipated, but obviously nothing too challenging if you got the right Pokemon and actually can use effective moves. So this is a trainer that I missed battling, and you can see berries up there to the north, and an item you can pick up through that tall grass. You can get a Miracle Seed and a Hyper Potion. Just a little bit of footage got cut out there. If you continue to head left, you can heal up at this Pokemon Center if you need to. If you head left here, you'll come across a motel. There's a couple trainers you can battle here. These guys are completely optional. I want the experience, so I don't have to grind on wild Pokemon later. So I'm going to go ahead and take these guys on. If you want to skip ahead in the video a little bit to get to some progression, you definitely can. I believe we've seen a Rockruff before, but this is actually a Rock-type Pokemon. You might guess by the name, but probably not by looking at it. Looks like we have seen it before. Both of these golfers can be battled against. If you're on that EXP grind, it's an Alolan Meowth. Which is conveniently weak to bug type. However, bite is being very frustrating. Got an extra like 3 hits there because of flinching, which I never have good luck getting other people to flinch. But such is the game. If you curl around this motel here, you'll see a little hidden item ball and get a dive ball from that. This is optional as well, but if you actually go inside that hotel, Gladion will be in a room in there. He'll basically tell you to scram. There's no reason you need to, but it's kind of funny if you want to explore a little bit. If you investigate by this rock here, you'll see his Zygarde cell. No need to go to this little area down here. I was just exploring a little bit. Go ahead and head right. And you realize you're back on Route 5. If you remember before, we only had access to the southern part of Route 5. If you hop off that ledge below you, you'll drop down into the southern part of Route 5, and it'll be kind of a pain to get back. So just don't drop. Make sure you drop the right amount of times. But you can defeat the rest of the trainers and pick up a few goodies here. If you don't care about that, you can head north and go directly to the next trial. This trainer has a Charjabug, which is an electric bug type, like you might be able to guess. Looks like it's the first time seeing it for us. Torracat just tears through that little bug. One more youngster defeated. You head north a little bit, you can find a Zygarde cell, suck into your cube. To the left here is another trainer. Just trying to decide which Pokemon I should switch in for this trainer. Couldn't remember if Slandit would have a offensive poison type move. Did not. First, she'll send out a Goomy. First time we're seeing Goomy in this region. Accidentally used a Fire Fang instead of Acrobatics, which happens to me quite frequently when I'm quickly pressing buttons. So I knew that this trainer had a Sylveon, which can give you quite a bit of trouble if you don't have the right Pokemon. I was looking for a poison type move that would deal a lot of damage since Fairy is weak to poison. But I didn't have one, so Fire is a neutrally offensive move that is gonna do fine. Fairy is a pretty obscure typing, so if you don't have some equally obscure typings, you find yourself in some trouble sometimes. Tend to have pretty strong moves, albeit limited. So you can pick up the Hyper Potion there and continue forward for yet another trainer battle with a Hiker. I remember what they're called this time. I believe Hiker, Backpacker, and Rock Climber are all trainer variants. This is a Mudbray, seen before, the ground type. Who, to my surprise, took me out faster than I suspected. Had a moment of hesitation whether to send Arachnid in with such low health, but risk ended up paying off. So if you continue to the right here, you'll find an Ether and an Item Ball, and then before you head and jump off that cliff, go ahead and continue to the south. Watch out for those wild Pokemon that'll jump out at you. And you can get TM59, Brutal Swing. It's kind of a hidden TM. Easy to miss. There's a big root. That last Pokemon dropped. It just happened to drop. Won't be there in every game. And when you're ready, go ahead and go through the trial gate and get ready for your next trial in Lush Jungle with Mallow. Mallow will be waiting here for us to explain the premise of this trial. So, in the nature of forestry, this is a gathering trial. Not difficult by any means. Might take a little bit of searching, but even without me showing you where to go, it's fairly intuitive. Basically 4 different corners to go and grab something from. So start out to the left, go to the left here and investigate by these mushrooms. You're gonna have 2 options. Pick tiny mushroom. That's what one of the 4 items that Mallow asked for. Put it in your bag. And every time you pick up an item, you are gonna have to defeat a Pokemon. This is a Shinodic, based off a mushroom, which is appropriate given the situation. Torracat almost got the 1-hit KO. Let's learn Swagger. It's not an awful move for a Torracat, but I hate playing not only offensively, especially in game in the main quest. It's very rarely effective for me. Very rarely a good choice to not use an attack move. Anyways, head north a little bit and to the left. Following this path, and you'll notice a very less than stationary tree. You'll get attacked by a wild Pokemon. This is going to be a Fomantis. I believe this is the first time we're seeing a Fomantis. Oh, looks like I'm wrong. You know, because if you've seen the Pokemon before, your moves will give hints as to what is super effective, effective and not very effective. So you know you've seen that before. It happened to drop honey. But honey is not one of the 4 items we need. Rather, if you use Stoutland, you'll notice that there's a Mago Berry, which is one of the 4 items we need, right below that tree. We've now got half the items we need. Next, it's off to find a Revival Herb. You'll notice you can see a TM ball kind of just teasing us up top left there. You can pick up an X defense if you head to the right. And then a Super Potion if you head to the left, neither of which are the item we're actually seeking out here, but useful nonetheless. Use Stoutland to search here again for some suspicious looking grass. Over to the left here, there's a Revival Herb, but once again you'll have to defeat a Pokemon to reap the benefits of it. It's another Fomantis, this time disguised as a stalk of grass. Making quick work of these grass types with Torracat. Now we just got one last item to find, and that's the Big Root. Or rather, the Miracle Seed. You can pick up a Big Root in the area. Miracle Seed is the item we're looking for. Both are forest related. Mallow probably wouldn't mind either way. Just doing a little bit of searching through here to see if there's any other items to pick up. Looks like there was. Couldn't quite pinpoint that location, but it's near the rock of the entrance, and you can pick up a heal powder. You want to head back to the south and right towards the only unexplored area. You want to equip Tauros. There's some rocks blocking your way. You smash all these rocks down. You don't need to smash all of them, but this last one you do. If you investigate under that, you'll see a miracle seed that's buried in the ground. That was the last item we needed. So head back to the left towards the entrance area. Investigate that item ball to get the big root. And unlike most other trials, previous trial captains are going to be joining Mallow for this little ceremony. Juan and Kaiawe, who we both recently completed the trials for. And now you've got all the ingredients for the infamous Mallow special. This scene got much attention when it was first shown on the internet as being quite obscure scene. Very questionably part of the game. Nonetheless, after you press A a number of times, you're going to be challenged by the Totem Pokémon of this trial, which spooks up behind you. It's a Lurantis, a Totem Lurantis to be more accurate. It's gonna be an evolution of Fomantis. Torcat's gonna be my buddy for this battle. Hopefully take it out without too many problems. Although Totem Pokemon always have a lot of health. Interestingly enough, Lurantis call Cast Form down his opponents, rather than what you assume they'd call in Fomantis. But Lurantis, I think the better move for me there was to just take out Lurantis, but went for Cast Form. I switched my decisions. It almost turned out really nicely. I figured if Cast Form was burned, I might as well let that do its job while I just took out the Totem Pokemon. And my strategy paid off in the end. Now Pikachu has the opportunity to learn Spark. Decide that I don't need a move strictly to paralyze, since Spark also has a chance to paralyze, and Pikachu's ability currently to paralyze. So I went ahead and replaced it with Spark. It's a physical type electric move, which aren't too common. cast form kind of turned out to be a little more difficult to beat than the actual Orantis, but still nothing to be too concerned about. If you got a fire-type Pokemon, a decently high level, this is not going to be the most difficult Totem Pokemon for you. Truthfully, no Totem Pokemon in the game is difficult if you have a good, super effective typing advantage. None of them take more than 3 or 4 hits from a Pokemon with type advantage at the higher level, so really that strategy is the easiest, most efficient way to take out the Totem Pokemon in the game. It'll be rewarded for your efforts by Mallow in the form of another Z Crystal, this time Grassium Z. Grass type Z Crystal, of course. She'll show you the special dance of the grass type. Should also kindly give you 10 nest balls. With the number of just random increment of 10 Pokeballs you get through various trial captains and other NPCs, you rarely find yourself needing to purchase them. And that quote right there is perhaps the most questionable of any line I've ever heard in a Pokemon game, but we'll leave it be at that. I'm sure the localization team is just having a bit of fun. Professor Kukui will come and have a little chat with you after you complete the trial and the captains leave. You can go ahead and give you TM67 Smart Strike. Tells you that your next destination is going to be the Dimensional Research Lab. That's where you're headed to afterwards. It just gives you some congratulations and tells you that the next Kahuna is a Rock-type user. And with that, this episode will end. Thanks for watching, and join us in the next episode to see how to defeat Kahuna Olivia.